Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dual Destinies. Y'all, I can't believe number one, I can't believe two things. I botched it in the tutorial. I already got a smudge on my perfect record. And number two, that we actually have a day two of this tutorial trial. That has never happened before. So I guess this is going to be kind of important. So let's freaking go. We are talking to Juniper about when she was in the room with Apollo and then he was attacked. So that's pretty much where we are right now. All of this has been a farce, if you want my opinion about it. But we'll see what we can do. What? So Junie has something to say. And no one here is expecting it, apparently. Oh, except Peridot. Well... So she's just dropped the bomb. Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Shit. I hope I didn't fuck that up. Oh man. So we were talking last time about the bloody writing and how it's probably a massive setup because there was like a thing covering it and there's no way you could have written it and so on and so forth.
Well, I heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
Listen, you don't know shit about me.
Ah, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days.
But it sure does.
Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Listen, this is ridiculous. I could sue for slander. So what? I might have bluffed a few statements, but I always got it right in the end. It's not like I did it, against the law. Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a two-bit con man. Listen, I'm just having a bad day, that's all.
You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence.
Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster. What now, boss?
Claude, I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? So we were basically going with the fact that somebody else should have written it. Now, I was thinking that it was the dude that set it up in the first place, but you know what? It might not be. I don't think it's the culprit. Well, no, it could be the culprit, though. Oh, did you hear that squeak noise I just made with my mouth? My bad. God. Oh, jeez. Let's see what we know. Right? All right. It's not Apollo. We know that for sure. The culprit, in my mind, is this guy. Charged of handling the bomb that exploded the courtroom could have been him. And the other person that I believe was in the room at some point, the only other person is her. The victim in the case, a detective who was heading up the investigation in the bombing incident. So it's one of the two. Now, wait a minute though. It might be her actually. Because think about it. She got hurt in there, right? Or so they're saying. She had blood on her, did she not? Do I have her autopsy? Where is it? I need to see it. Oh, look! No, I don't know. Like, part of me wants to say that that's an instant thing there. Like, that's an instant kill and maybe she couldn't have written it, but she did bleed. What if someone else wrote it with her blood? Oh, that would be crazy, though. Do you think that's the thing? They usually never have something vague like someone else in these games unless it's actually that. Doing it. If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left the bloody message? I don't know. Do you think that she did it? I'm doing it.
Take that!
Did it work? To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. That's all right. We're gonna bluff our way through until we find the truth. That's what I do. I fuck it all up till I get the truth out of it. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at the crime scene. Pog, that's what I thought they were gonna go for. Okay.
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who was left behind this message in blood. Also, her name is funny, Can Disarm. Didn't work so well in this case, I guess.
What?
Rabble, 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 rabble. What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here?
No. I never know what I'm doing. I just press everything and get wacky statements until I find out the right one. Not really?
Objection!
What do you want?
What kind of ridiculous ass is that?
No, I'm sorry. So many people send me screenshots. Y'all keep them coming. They give me fucking life, is what they do.
If you had said the attacker left a message to throw people off, it might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. That is true. Judging by the photos that we have, she has more blood on her.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters.
Also, every single one of you that sent me the memes of Apollo writing something different in blood, chef's kiss, my friends. So funny.
And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant.
That's the only thing he has admitted.
They had never even met each other.
That's very true. Well then, let's see. How can we piece this together? There's gotta be a way. And maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
Oh no, this isn't a Danganronpa thing, is it?
It's not gonna be like you turn it upside down on its numbers. Oh my god, if it is, I swear.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be?
Maybe the message was not intended to be woods. Well, what the hell else could it be?
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright.
Listen, I'm surprised that you're surprised at anything that I say at this point. I mean, it's been a long time, you and me, Judge. We go back.
You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have had some other meaning?
I think we have to go with this now. Like, how else are we gonna do it? Yes, Your Honor. We're not sure, though. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right? Listen, we've pulled other shit out of our ass before. We might as well try it. Would you please? I am talking, sir.
It clearly says woods, as anyone can plainly see.
I don't know. The people that sent me the photos had it say a whole bunch of other stuff that was pretty funny.
What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
I don't know. Let's look at it a different way. But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, no fake.
You may have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me.
I don't want any of you. I don't even want the worst. I want you to get out of here.
I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. Nerd! And there is no such radio code as woods in the state, dear Wright.
Is that a fact? Oh shoot, I thought that was her because she was on the screen. Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes. Oh shit.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here.
No, please, wait, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Aw, Phoenix, how are we gonna get out of this? Well, I believe it's...
And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
Oh shit, am I timed? Oh, that's gonna be bad. You guys know how I work with timers. I'm in trouble now. Ah, shit. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language? Or maybe it's a code? Do we even have anything that shows a code? I don't think we do. We have the HH3000, but I don't think that like has anything on it other than that. 10, 10, 10, 12, blah, 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 blah. What else do we have? Can we look at this in more detail? L10015R. Nothing in here. There's woods. We have to think about this. Here's this. The only thing that has a code on it is this. L10015R. I need to... Do you think that's it? Wait a minute. Think about like leet speak, right? Like old school. Could that be it? I think if you maybe took away some like pieces of it, it would look the same. Think, Phoenix, you can do it.
Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really means?
It's the only thing we have with a number on it. Think about it, right? If you added one line to the L and the 1, would that be a W? Shit, I think I've got something here. And if you added a couple of horizontal lines to the 1 and the 5, would that be like a D and an S? I don't know where the R comes in. This could be, I think this is all I've got. So I'm doing it.
Take that!
God, no music here. It's a little fucked up. Like you think that the music makes it worse, but I think having no music actually makes me more nervous.
The bomb transport case? I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans.
Wait, no, am I wrong? Look at the numbers on this case you're on. Oh my god, this is a fucking 11037 thing again. It's Danganronpa. You've got to be fucking shitting me. This is a fucking Leon thing. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar?
L100? What does that have to do with anything?
Man, you guys don't know any leet speak? That was the only thing that helped me.
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand?
Now please look at this bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh god. Oh, I think I see it. Atta girl. That's one on my side.
It says woods.
No, you gotta look past that. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. Oh, Pog, really? Now we're speaking my language. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros.
Oh my goodness. Bonk.
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Mrs. Wood's name. It's the number engraved on the bomb transport case. Poggers! Here we fucking go, Phoenix. What now? Shut up, I'm busy.
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
Objection!
Hang on, I'll show it to you. But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match to the bloody writing. Oh shit, think. Woods. W O O D S L 1 0 2 lines. I think it's 2. If I'm right. Yes, I'm right. Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Guys, don't even start. Look at that, guys.
Well, would you look at that?
Lewis? No, it isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Objection!
What?
Huh. Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing stuff. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Rye?
Maybe.
Well, would you, Mr. Wright?
What the hell is happening here? The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. How many times are we going to say right in this sentence? Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. So she knew. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. That sounds more plausible to me. The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent? I mean, wasn't she trying to point out, like, who did it? In the first place? That would make sense. Do you see this number here? That is my identification. Because I said in the beginning that your ass was sus, not just because we saw it in the movie, but that was part of it. But if I hadn't seen your ass in the movie, Daft Punk, I still would have said it was you. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have one purpose.
No.
To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name.
There's only one other person. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than it's gotta be him. It has to be you, sir.
Take that!
Because you know what? Because you're sus as hell, even if your music's good. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tenate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Oh my god, so much rabble.
Ted Tenate?
Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tenate's only specialty. Somehow, the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So, when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tenate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Objection!
Well, I can't wait for that screenshot to show up 5 million times.
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number?
Haven't you played Danganronpa, sir?
Wouldn't they simply write the person's name?
He's got a good point there. What if she didn't know it? It's very possible. A lot of people don't know all the police force.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
And only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tenate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. That's true too. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains she wrote Mr. Tenate's ID number.
Objection!
Oh, good lord.
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time.
I don't think so, excuse me.
Objection!
Who was the first person to find her body is the thing. Wasn't it that dude, though? Naturally, Mr. Tenate hid it before anyone could discover it. He was the one that was titled to go get the bomb, so wasn't he in there with her? It makes perfect sense. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
Mr. Tenate was able to cover the message up because he was the first to find the body. That's what I'm wearing, those weird goggles. You know, I kind of want to do these at some point. I bet some of the answers on these are really freaking great. If you guys have, like, once I pass this part, the parts of not picking the wrong things, and if they have funny dialogue, yo, send them to me, because I want to see that stuff. I want to see what I missed. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tenate himself. Didn't he say that he was the first one? I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I remembered. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. Okay. When Mr. Tenate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So, those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tenate used them in another incident.
Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice.
You got it. Exactly. Mr. Tenate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. What are the odds of that, though, that it would line up to spell Woods? My goodness. He had to have really thought that on the spot. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So, that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. Get him. And that person is Ted Tenate. Fucking get him! I'd blow your wig right off, boy. Underwear's just gone. Just freaking gone. Oh my god, everyone's underwear is out. No one's got any.
Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tenay take the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. I know, dude. That is what we do best. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. I knew that asshole was... Come on, man. I mean, it's so freaking obvious. I know this is the tutorial, but still. I've finally drawn Mr. Tenay back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Whoa, I definitely almost read that wrong. She said, wow, watch while I take your pants apart. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Not to him, dude. I'm sure there'll be someone else, though. Yo, you're back. Thank God I get to see your face again. Jesus.
Mr. Tenay, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. Oh shit, then you heard all that mess I talked? Hell yeah, dude. The allegations are all laughable. Yeah? Are you laughing?
Objection!
I don't see you laughing, though. Can you even laugh? Robots don't usually laugh. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tenay. The message in blood matches your ID number. There it is right there. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case. Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of wires. Uh-huh. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. Talk to me like that. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later. I see, ×2, but then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote the message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright?
I don't know, can we analyze the blood or anything? Can we do something like that? The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote the message is to... Oh, look at this now. Analyze the DNA for sure. That's gotta be a thing. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it'll be obvious as to who wrote the message. Oh, well.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Why didn't you actually do this before? It just seems like it would have been the obvious thing to do once you saw blood anywhere. Yes, Your Honor.
It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. Yeah, right. What do you... Ridiculous. We'll see about this. After the explosion, tell me all about it. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. Is that right? Wait a minute, does that match up? So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely, it is as plain as day that she could not have written it.
It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom.
Yeah, but what if he moved it? We don't know. Please look at this crime scene photo. Yeah, but what if he picked her up? Although the blood is there.
As you can see, there's blood on the rubble near the victim's body.
He could have put that there.
She must have died after hitting her head there.
Courtroom bomb photo added to the court record. Okay. But wait a minute now.
I see. All right then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
I don't know, that statement, that fourth statement, I'm going to go over that real quick. I mean, I'm going to press it all, but I want to know what they're saying about that. Huh. Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Ew, why does that sound gross? I don't want to take anything of yours apart, to be fair. All right? So stop hitting on me, please. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion.
Hold it!
Tell me more. Why were you the first person on the scene? To secure the area, it is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first. Okay. In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? Well? Yeah, well?
Objection!
What do you mean?
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Mr. Tenate is about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is.
You just interrupted that for that. Shut up. Darn. I think he was about to say something interesting, too. When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster. Right? But there was no bloody writing there at the time.
Hold it!
Tell me more about that. You were able to tell this even with those goggles on? With these goggles, there is no way I could have missed something like that. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see every hair on your spiky head. Don't look at me. It's gross. Oh, you have a few grays, Mr. Listen! Don't we all? What is Phoenix in this, like 30? he's still a baby. Poor Mr. Wright. You're always working so hard keeping our office together. Wait a minute. I don't have any gray hair. Oh. It makes you look distinguished, Phoenix. Just kidding.
Objection!
Oh. See, he's fine. I object to the witness's attempt to prematurely give me gray hair. Oh my god.
Mr. Tenate, this court frowns upon untoward comments on a person's hair or lack thereof.
Oh, I'm sensing a great sorrow coming from the judge. My apologies, Your Honor. May I please continue my testimony? Yeah, go for it. Anyway, there's no way Detective Arm could have written it.
Hold it!
Why not? Tell me about that. If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did? Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods.
A final message from your poor subordinate.
Oh, that's rude. What the fuck? Phoenix, jump across that thing and slap him.
Poor Mr. Justice, I'm starting to get all misty-eyed.
Everyone stop. God, thank God he's not dead. Apollo's not dead, folks. Apparently, they were thinking about not telling you. That's what I heard. And then they were gonna leave it to the end, but they didn't do it because I think people would freak out. So how can you be sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message? It is very simple. Is it? She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. The fact that they're showing me this means I need to present something for sure. What is it, though? I almost thought I would have to present this photo, but it's already here. What do we have that would show this? Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Well, that's not really flat, is it? Is that what we want? Yeah, wait a minute. Look, these look a little bit different. Now, I don't know if it's just the angle or what, but don't these look a bit different? Like, she's a little bit leaning, but I don't know. It's either that or, like I said before, the picture on top shows that she kind of got her head on a really pointy part of that stone, and that's not flat. I'm gonna do it.
Objection!
Oh, hell to the frickin' yes. I got you, bitch. You're a terrible liar, Mr. Tenate. Yeah. I mean, you can't really tell lies from coming from like a Microsoft Sam thing either. Look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head, caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. Look at this rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Whoa, okay. He just banged on his keyboard. Hey, you're right, boss, it is pointy. Oh no, I'm gonna get this one out of context. I know it. I just know. I know you guys. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction?
I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Oh, he moved her, didn't he? Oh no. I bet you something like that happened. Oh, brother. I mean, we've seen that happen before.
Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body?
That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some point, or at some other location, excuse me. Most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found.
Well, in that case, she definitely could have written the message.
Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis.
Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood.
Oh, Pog, that should be almost enough.
It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all.
Oh, hell yeah, dude, that's major help.
Bloody writing analysis, a report that proves that the writing was done in Detective Arm's blood.
Okay.
Yes, you did it. You were right, boss.
Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. I mean, we could do that right now.
I've got all the time in the world.
Give me the details of this. So there it is.
DNA analysis definitely proves that the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23.
Okay. That's gonna come in handy, I'm sure. Yeah, now what are you doing there, boy? You sweating now, eh?
Mr. Tornade, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself.
What you gonna... What? All that just to type some dots? Okay. Fine, I will confess.
You will? He's not gonna. Anytime anyone says they're gonna confess, they just do another fucking testimony full of bullshit. And it's gonna happen right here. I'm calling it now, you guys. Played enough of these to know.
This time I will tell the truth. You know, when you say that, it just makes anything you say after this bullshit. Like, nobody would believe it in real life. The truth. Alright, let's hear this. Lord. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. I freaking love this music, though. Oh! She very plainly wrote L115R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. What do you mean, my bad? What? That's not something you say my bad for, sir.
I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it?
What? That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm.
Oh, well, if that's all you did, then...
What do you mean if that's like tampering with evidence?
Wait a minute. That in of itself is a criminal act.
Yeah, finally. Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor. Jesus.
Very well, then. Your cross-examination.
Oh, I'm here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. The truth. Yeah, right. It's true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. What do you have to say about that alone? Tell me. So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing that Detective Arm left? My bad. I should have said so from the outset. You think, sir? And you are sure that it was your ID number? I am sure it was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well. So those funky things were provided by the police department? 3D glasses, man. Although these are special goggles customized by me personally.
Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well.
Hey, you know what? No one cares.
They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny.
Then why are they gold?
Speaking of special, my gavel is made of rich mahogany, and my office smells of leather-bound books. It was specially created to make a particularly loud and resounding sound.
Yes. That's wonderful. Wow. Show and tell time at the courtroom. Wish I had something to brag about. Listen, drop your pants. I bet that would do it. What? Be that as it may, I just want to reconfirm you saw the bloody writing clearly. And that it was your ID number? That is correct. My ID number was written in blood on the floor. She very plainly wrote, I was shocked. Wait, what do you mean? She very plainly wrote? Wait, no, that's wrong. Do we have something that... Wait a minute. Bloody writing analysis. A report that proves that the writing was done in Detective Arm's blood. She very plainly wrote L115R. Wait a minute. There's no R here. The R is cut off. It's broken off. It was never in any of the pictures, was it? Where's the other one? Here it is. No. You can't see it there either. Wait, but they both show it. Which one should I present? Probably this one, right? Because it's more, yeah, because you can plainly see there. It's not just out of frame. I'm going to present that because the R's not there, sir.
Objection!
Oh, shit. Would the other one have worked? Is it one of those? There are some times when two pieces of evidence can be used to get to the same conclusion, but I think I picked the right one. I just want to make doubly sure that L115R is really what you saw written in blood. Yes, it very clearly said L115R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
Oh my god. I've got to stop this video soon, sir.
What on earth are you babbling about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place?
Look at this photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L115R? Oh shit, oh my, don't eat the bomb. Don't eat your wires. That's something cats do and dogs. Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tenate?
Yeah, what are you gonna do now, sweating boy? Oh, right, now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Oh god, I can't wait to get this one out of context as well. Don't you dare send that to me. I don't like him. Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Wait, so that was just disproven? Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. No! All I can think about is all these out of context screenshots I'm about to get. No, you guys! Oh, Jesus. You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. I mean, he does... you think? Look at him! Sir, that's not Twizzlers.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake.
No way! Stop that! There's no way! I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tenate really see it? I mean, I think he actually saw it. Wait a minute, but if he actually... What does it mean if he actually saw it? If we say that he thought he saw it, that's the end of this statement and it's done. We can't find a contradiction. Do we want to find a contradiction in this? If he saw the R, what does it mean? If he saw it. Here's the thing, if you look at this picture, right, you can see a little bit of it, which means it was there at one point. Do you know what that means? It means that it was written before anything exploded, or at least before the floor got damaged, right? Oh my god. I think I'm right about this. I think I'm right. That would mean that that thing was written before the bomb even went off. Maybe Mr. Tenate really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Well, now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe... Yeah, Phoenix, yeah! That's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Oh, god damn it, you guys. In before I name this, I'm gonna have to. There's no way I can't. I'm gonna name the whole fucking episode that. I don't care. How many times have we said finger in this episode? I propose that Mr. Tenate really did see the letter R. So maybe you weren't lying, but you've just proven something else that's, worse. Much worse.
But the photo clearly shows that there is no R.
Not right now. No, Your Honor, actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tenate actually could have seen the R.
If you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tenate could have seen the R?
Over here. Right here.
Take that!
Look here, to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red?
Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up.
That's right. That's the R that Mr. Tenate saw.
Objection!
What? It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
I'm about to give it back to you, boy. But what Mr. Tenate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole incomplete R written there. Before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh, fucking shit, dude! That's exactly! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, 1 second. I just want to make sure. Sorry. My mouse went crazy there for a minute. I wanted to make sure it wasn't in the image. I don't think it is, though.
Oh, well, that explains it, huh?
Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yup, because that's the way it really went down. I don't know for sure how it happened, but I'm assuming that Phoenix is going to lead me through so we can figure it out. Because he always does. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Before. It has to be before. That's the only thing that makes sense. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion.
But that's ridiculous.
If that were true, it overturns your own premise.
That's all right. We can figure it out together. Come on, Judge, you and me. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed on purpose. She was murdered. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Here we go, guys. I love this music. Ugh, it's so damn good.
Order in the court.
What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion, you clod?
Objection!
Listen. True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way it could have been made to look like she was a victim of the blast.
What?
It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial.
Why didn't you do that anyway? What the fuck? Get me Judge Judy in this shit.
Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial?
Let's see. According to the police report... Ah, here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tenate. Wait, what?
Oh shit, you read it out loud, boy.
No one besides Mr. Tenate saw the victim?
That appears to be the case, Your Honor.
Oh, everyone's sweating. It's about to get humid in here. Oh my god. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tenate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. He admitted it. He admitted it and I didn't even realize. Mr. Tenate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. It's like a Cubert. I can't really do it, but you know what I mean if you've played it. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tenate. What do you mean? We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Is he gonna really testify again? This is a lot of testifying for a frickin' tutorial trial.
Mr. Tenate, your testimony, please.
My testimony, there is no need for... He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head. Oh, maybe he can't. Because all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom.
I already told you, poggers, PogChamp, RNG Jesus. Oh god, Sad Pepe. Monka S. Blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
What now, sir? Shut up, you're in trouble too. You always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean? What now, Mr. Payne?
Yes, Mr. Tenay may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
Oh my god, an important piece of my ass is missing.
This is gonna be a long episode, but I'm too involved in this to stop. I don't care. Sorry about it, guys.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Tenate had the chance, without a weapon we can't accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tenate?
Yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm.
Did he really have nothing he could have used as a murder weapon? Shit, wait, how long is this? Do I have more? There might be more.
Okay, God, what do I do? What is it, Athena?
Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction.
Oh my god. You know what? We might just fuck up. We might not.
We're gonna have to find out what's gonna point us in the right direction in the next episode, I think. I don't know how long this is the thing. And when it gets too long, the capture tends to, we don't want to push it too far. If I'm wrong and this ends in 5 minutes, well, then we'll just start the next trial right after. That's fine. Until I have a feel for it. I still can't believe the tutorial has gone this long. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you soon in the next episode. Toodaloo.